be answering some of your questions today. If you're not following me on Instagram, I suggest you do, because not only do I post cool photos and videos from my shoots, I also give you the opportunity to ask me questions about things. I'm going to be answering some of my favorite questions that I've been asked over on Instagram stories lately, as I thought you might be interested in the answers as well. So let's start things off lightly, shall we? Who is your favorite Ninja Turtle? My favourite Ninja Turtle is indeed Michelangelo, or Mikey for short, and I know it's a basic answer, but you asked, so I told. Do you attend conventions in the US? A very long time ago, I used to attend cons in the US, yes. This was pre everything that happened in the world, can't say it here, don't ask. Which then obviously caused the price of things to skyrocket and make things extremely difficult to do on the cheaper side. I know a lot of people think that content creators are rich. Unfortunately, I didn't get the memo. So when I have travelled to America in the past, it has been on a very, very tight budget. The cons, however, I have attended in the US are the following. New York Comic Con was my first American convention and I was completely blown away by the sheer size of it. Looking back as well, I wish I'd taken a better cosplay to attend it in, but it is what it is. The next convention I have attended in America is KatsuCon, which is notoriously infamous for getting really nice shots of your cosplay whilst there. I actually didn't really get any photos back at all, so you know. And the last American convention I have actually attended is BlizzCon, where I wore my Diva Sylvanas and had a blast catching up with so many people I had known online for years. I sadly have got to admit that I don't have any plans to go back to America for conventions, unless I happen to be invited out as a guest or prices suddenly drop, which I'm not gonna lie, I doubt either will happen. But at the same time, you really do never know, I guess. What is your favourite movie? My favourite movie probably will come as no surprise. It also might make you roll your eyes. Hey, I'm a poet and I didn't know it. But my favourite movie is, of course, the Tomb Raider movie. Yes, I'm talking about the 2001 Tomb Raider movie. And it's my favourite movie because it holds such nostalgic value to me. When I'm having a bad day, it always grounds me and reminds me that everything is going to be fine. And I have a really fond memory of going to the cinema with my dad to watch it. So it just solidifies it as number one spot for me. Even though I do love a lot of other films, it will always be number one. And I don't even care if you find it a terrible film. I've got my fingers in my ears and I'm not even gonna listen. I said what I said and that's the end of it. Is there any country you really want to visit but haven't yet? There is one country on my bucket list in particular that I would love to visit. I feel like it's one that most people say as well, and it is of course Japan. I feel like it's a country that nearly everyone says, but honestly it just looks so breathtaking. I really would love to experience the culture and everything it has to offer. I'm not sure if I ever will get chance to venture there, but honestly I would love it if I did. I also feel like I might self-combust if I ever did make it out there. Because of those years of yearning to go and visit just hitting me at once, I'll probably just stand there and cry. Like low-key, not even kidding. But Japan is indeed my number one country I would love to visit before, you know, kick the bucket. Did you have a backup early on for if cosplay didn't work out for you career-wise? Now this is a really interesting question because I actually never tried to make cosplay a career. It literally did just kind of happen for me, and it was a thing before I even knew it. So having a backup plan was kind of non-negotiable because I already was sort of doing the backup plan at the time. And by backup plan, I mean I was still self-employed. So for those of you who don't know what I used to get up to before I started cosplay, I used to teach dance and perform. Not only that, I used to model and do like catalogue shoots for companies and stuff. I used to do extra work as well. If you're not sure what extra work is, it basically means people in the background of either music videos or TV series, films, stuff like that. So I guess you could argue that was my backup plan for it. But when I was younger, I literally was so hungry to make this lifestyle work for me that I just didn't think about failure. It was literally, this is going to work, this is what I want to do, and off we go. I kind of wish that that level of hungriness would come back in me, because I was so determined to make it all work that I guess there was no backup plan, but I also was already doing other things. So if it didn't work out, it wouldn't have been a problem. I don't know. Hopefully you know what I mean. If you are, however, someone that's looking to start out now from scratch, I definitely recommend having a backup plan, because you've got to remember back then when I started out, the cost of living was significantly a lot lower and the survival money wasn't as high as it needs to be now. So I definitely advise having at least 3 months worth of savings behind you as a backup plan, as well as having a backup plan, because being self-employed, especially at the moment, is brutal. But also I feel like with your backup plan, be strategic, because you don't want to sort of half-ass attempt your dream because you've got a backup plan. I don't know, I guess I'm trying to tell you, you need that little bit of fear to make it work, but do it sensibly with some savings. Also, realistically, this isn't me trying to give you career advice, don't listen to me. This is just what I would personally do if I was doing it again. A little bit of fear goes a long way. What's your favourite thing about Comic-Con? My personal favourite thing about Comic-Con is getting to meet everyone. And if I just gave you the ick with that sentence, I literally don't care. Because as cliche as it is, I really am a people person. But like, a people person on my own time, when I've decided to be a people person, not when I'm told I have to be a people person, if that even makes sense. I genuinely love being able to put faces to names. And if you're someone that's followed me for years and come up to my stands over the Comic-Con years, you will know that chances are I'm probably going to remember your name. That's something I really do pride myself on, and I'm super grateful to everyone who has shown me support at Comic-Con over the years, as well as online, of course, because without you, none of this weird little dream would be possible. And it's so cool to be able to see people in real time, nerd out, geek out, share stories, share fandoms. I really do enjoy it. I'm also really good at talking, so if you've ever come across my stand, you will also know that. Girl likes to talk your ear off. If you weren't doing these amazing things full time, what job do you reckon you'd be doing? Now, this is a question that kind of has a sneaky loophole in it for me, because if I wasn't doing this full time, I of course would just still be teaching and performing and doing the rest of it. I literally trained at a performing arts school to do something like this, whatever this is. I was always going to be in the creative field in one way or another. I literally had no doubts in that factor. And to be truthful, I do feel like I could even be doing more than I am right now with my career. And maybe I will, who knows? Maybe I'll surprise everyone. Maybe I'll even surprise myself. But yes, sadly, I can't give you an answer of I'd be a shoemaker or a pilot or an astronaut. I would always be some creatively weird person on the internet or not on the internet. I don't know. But there would always be some level of creativity behind the job role that I would be doing. And even if I was to quit everything tomorrow and disappear from the internet, neither confirming nor denying that I thought about doing that, you would still find me real time being creative in some way, shape or form, like I said. Do you have any new cosplay designs in the pipeline? Funny you should ask this question, really, because I've had quite a few latex cosplays in the pipeline for literally years that are stockpiled in one of these drawers along here, which of course desperately need shooting, but I haven't yet got around to it. Am I going to tell you what they are? No. Will you just have to wait and see and hope that I shoot them? Yes. But on the positive note, at least you know they're latex. I know you all live for a latex moment here over everything else. So that's one positive you can take away from this video. Sadly, that's all the time I have for your questions today. I hope you've enjoyed learning some of these facts about me. If you're hoping that your question will make one of these videos in the future, don't forget to follow me on Instagram like I said, because you never know when I might ask you for questions next. I always enjoy sharing facts about myself, and I think this is a great way to do so. Let me know in the comments below if you were shocked by some of my answers. You know, I'm always curious to get your feedback on things, and I always enjoy reading the comments you leave me. So all that's really left to say is thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.